Hi there, my name's Kevin and I'm the owner of Beneteau Swift 34. I just wanted to share with you an installation that I've done on my boat, adding solar panels to it. It's completely revolutionised anchoring and staying away. Before, basically we'd have to run the engine to put a bit more power into the batteries. We've got 2 house batteries, 140 amps each, but still after a while, due to the fridge, it just basically wasn't good enough to last us all day and all night. So anyway, I'm going to show you the panels, and I'll show you downstairs installation as well, just to share the information, because they really are worthwhile. So here we go. So this is our boat, anchored in a beautiful colour at the moment in Mallorca. So this is what we're talking about. So we've got 2 100 watt solar panels, and these are actually stitched into the Bimini here. So what we did, we got a lady up the road from us to basically stitch the zips in. They come complete with this zipping, both sides obviously of the zip, and also this Velcro, and also the strip here to stitch onto the material. So this is all provided. All it means is you have to provide a slightly different part number, which the company that we dealt with did that for us. I'll go through that later on, but there we go. That's the 2 panels you can see there. They're basically very, very secure. I also, for extra security, also velcroed sort of either stick to Velcro either side of it as well, just to stop the air coming under it, but it really hasn't moved at all. We've been going at a fair old pace with the boat sometimes, and these have stayed in perfect position. Right, so the connectors, it comes with 2 flying connectors. You can see they're fairly short, so you've got positive and negative on the other one, positive and negative, and all that you have to do is wire them in series. So the positive here connects to the negative there, and then the negative there goes down obviously to the controller. That's the connections we've got there, and we asked the lady just to put these little hoops in, these little wiring hoops, just to keep everything in order. So you can see the 2 connections here, and I'm just going to go down the boat and just explain to you what we were hoping to do. So they actually provide you with a connection panel that you can plug these into, and it was hoped that we would be able to put them here or something, but unfortunately I couldn't cable, well, I couldn't find the cabling. It was really difficult to cable down to the boat from the bridge, so we did it a slightly different way. I'm going to show you that downstairs now. So as you can see, this is where the cable drops down. What we do when we're not using the solar panels, obviously we just hoop these upstairs and leave them up on the bridge, tuck them away safely. So it comes down through the doorway, and this is what we were talking about. We were hoping to get this panel, this plate and these 2 connectors up the top on the bridge, but I couldn't find a way of cabling to that. So this is the next best thing. It's not ideal, but it does still work. It means that we can basically shut this door up as you up to here if we were going along. We've still got the cabling coming through the door here. And this is so simple really. You've got these 2 connectors, so you just plug one in there. Let's turn it around, try to do it as I talk. So plugs in like that, and then the next one plugs in. There we go, all done. They've got these little bungs on them as well, so when you're not using them you can just insert them in there, and they just obviously stop any water or moisture getting into the connectors. So from here, the other side of this bit, this goes down to what we call the brain or the controller. I'm going to get a torch. So this piece here, if you're probably familiar with this, we're in the area where we shower. So I just undid this, open this up, and that's where basically all the controls for the boat sit. So we just put the little controller here, and that's where she sits. So those are the 2 cables coming down from the plate that I just showed you, and they just simply connect in to the bottom here and here under the PV. Got positive and negative. It's so simple. So you've got your 2 connectors here going in from the solar panels, and the other 2 wires there serve as two things. They serve to power this unit, and they serve to basically put power into the house battery, so it sort of goes one way and goes the other way, if you like. You can see it's got a little blue light on. That means it's all working okay. So that's that part. Very, very simple to install, just 4 screws. And the next part is here. So this is one of my house batteries here. The other one's well kneeling here under this piece here, but they're 140 amps each, and this is the connection here. So you've got the negative going onto that one and the positive going onto that one. I just sort of put this tape on there just so I can remember what that is, what it's doing. And then what I did actually do as well is I decided to install a box that I could switch the controller off, because obviously what I want to do when I leave the boat is I want to be able to switch that off, otherwise it's going to drain the battery when I'm not using it. So that's just an optional thing that I've installed. Allows you to switch it off very, very simply. So I mean, we've been here for about 4 hours now, and you can see here we've got about 13.4 volts. Now typically before pre-solar panels, that will be looking at probably 12.4, something like that. So that's just continually feeding the battery. Obviously we've got a fridge, as you well know, and that's the thing that tends to take most of the power of the boat. One of the other things I quite like about it is this. What you also get is you can download this app and just press on it. This is so good. And there we go, that's my just a Bluetooth connection. Very, very simple to install. And that gives me, look, that gives me what's actually going into the battery. So 98 watts. And also you've got all this other information. You've got another connection off of that controller if you want, which is a lot like a load connection, so you can actually connect something to it under load, which is another option. I didn't bother with that. And then history you've got here as well. You can see I've got history of each day, what it's been putting into the boat. So that's a really cool bit of kit, that. If you're sort of worried about, oh, you know, is the panel working, then that gives you the information. And it just basically, it's very intelligent, so it feeds the battery exactly what it needs. Obviously I've got 200 watts available, and it's only giving in sort of 90 to 100 watts. I have seen it as high as 160 before. So so there we go. That's a really good modification to the boat. As I said, when we bought the boat, we looked at possibly having a generator installed, but they are so expensive, like 20,000 euros at the time, which we didn't do, and we kind of regretted ever since, because it meant that if we were going away for the weekend and anchoring, you know, you'd have to run the engine a couple of times in the day, and it's obviously noisy and not good for the environment. Obviously we've got sun here in Mallorca, so it's not always going to be ideal with the solar solution, but for me it's just fantastic. I put the information about where we got the product from. It was Ecobat. Can't praise them enough. They were so helpful in providing not only the product but also all the technical backup, all the information. I could email them at any time and they just come straight back to me the same day and said, yep, you know, no problem, that's exactly what you need to do. I even had a query about the wiring with them. So it's so simple to do, but I did question that and they came back and said, yep, that's exactly right. So thanks so much to Ecobat. But anyway, I thought I'd share that with you, and all the best from Kevin. Cheers, bye.